first segment in the Ethereal Summit VR space in alt space. And I'm joined here by Sunny He and Jupiter Zhang with Hashkey Capital. So welcome. I think this is both of yours first experience in VR, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun actually.
Yeah, a lot of fun here.
What Sunny, how are you accessing it? Are you on a PC or headset?
I'm on a headset actually. I spent quite a lot of time last night just preparing to set it up, and finally it worked out.
So very cool. And so
yeah,
what kind of, are you on an Oculus?
I'm Oculus Quest.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And
play games all the time.
And Jupiter, you're on a PC?
Yes, on PC terminal.
And this is your first, obviously your first experience in VR. When you logged on, when you logged on, you could outfit your avatar, right? So if you can see yourself, you're kind of in the stock avatar, which is basically everybody knows that you haven't really outfitted yourself. So the next time you come to alt space, you should pick your own clothing and hair and such.
Okay, got it.
Let's see. So we have a couple visitors here. Let's see, a couple people here. So welcome. Where are you from? Tatsuki? Can you speak?
I'm from Japan.
Oh, we got a few people dropping in here. Looks like most of them are probably on computers because none of them have outfitted their. So welcome to AltSpace VR. Now, some people will try and come up on stage. And so I have the opportunity, I can kick them off out of the space. So that's the main way that we deal with people who kind of aren't playing by the rules, whatever they are. So as you can see, everybody's just kind of looking around, trying to experience the VR space.
Are you able to see their names, or I won't be able to see?
So if you point your gun at them, you can see their names. They're at least their screen names.
Oh, I see.
So right, that's Tatsuki, that's Flash, that's Silverhead up there. And then you can be their friends. So you can say, hey, I want to add them as a friend.
I see. Nice.
So Tatsuki, where are you from?
I'm from Japan.
Okay, welcome. Were you at the Ethereal Summit?
No, it's my first time.
Okay. So, okay. And let's see who's up there. Silverhead.
Hi.
Hi. Where are you from?
Dublin, Ireland.
From Dublin. Welcome. And are you at the Ethereal Summit?
No, I was just browsing. I've just been hopping from one conference to another, both in 2D and now in virtual. So I'm all virtualized out at the moment, but I'm just interested to see what's going on.
Okay, well, we're going to be talking crypto. So that's part of the interesting thing, right? Because we're on the event board in AltSpace VR, anybody can pop in and out. They go, oh, I wonder what this is. And so,
I hope you some of the event before this event.
Welcome to the new world of VR. I think it's very exciting. For me, this is like on a spectrum in between real life and Zoom. This to me feels closer to real life than Zoom does. Than closer to real life than it does Zoom if we're on a spectrum. Right now, Zhang, Jupiter, the biggest difference between your experience and our experience is we're fully immersed in it. So it's over our eyes, and really all we can see is the space. So it does feel like we're in this virtual world, which is really cool. So we can
And you
see
don't
the
know
other
what is
people
going
in the
on in
room.
the real world.
And so thanks for coming and visiting us here in the virtual space during the Ethereal Summit. You want to just give a quick overview of HashKey Capital?
Sure. I mean, it's a really a very cool experience, and having like HashKey introduced to everyone in this VR setting is definitely the first ever experience for me and Jupiter, I would say. And again, thank you very much for having us here. It's a little bit awkward having the headset on and introducing HashKey. But anyway, so me, Sunny He, and advisor to HashKey Capital, and I have my colleague Jupiter Jim, who is the head of the research of HashKey Capital, and happy to give everyone.
And I'm sorry, just for a moment, Sunny. Hey, Annalise.
Yeah.
Jupiter before had Ethereal Summit logo behind us earlier in the morning. So do you know if we can get that back? Annalise?
There's a logo behind you guys in the stream. I can put one up behind you in Outspace.
Yeah, if the that Altspace VR behind us, that would be great.
Okay, I'll work on that.
Okay, thanks. So I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, Sunny.
Oh, no worries, no worries. And actually, in the event, I didn't really see the Crypto Monday logo. It's pointing to the Ethereal directly. But anyway, yeah. But I would just continue the introduction of HashKey. And so HashKey Capital is really a brand new name, and we set up in October 2018. But we are backed by Wansheng, one of the largest conglomerate in mainland China with major business in car parts manufacture. Besides this major business, we are also one of the few full license provider in mainland China with a traditional financial business in insurance, banking, or asset management. And we really, our parent group, are really looking into blockchain in 2015. So we made our first investment into Ethereum Foundation, which is so related to today's topic. And this is actually our investment was also the first corporate investment for Ethereum Foundation. And in the same year, we set up.
You know how you guys got involved with that? Because that's super impressive.
It is a very long story. Thanks for this question. So, for a company like Wansheng with 50-year history, car parts manufacturer, and they have a huge supply chain management challenges, and it's key challenge for most of the company like Wansheng, and how to manage the supply chain efficiently and also manage those vendors efficiently is always a big challenge to corporate like us. So that's how when we look into blockchain and when we look into Bitcoin, how to use ledger to make it more efficiently suddenly become potential solution to us. And even before that, before 2015, and we started to explore fintech. So, it's a very natural extension of our investment. So before 2015, we've already invested in fintech companies like big data and big data analytics or new banks. So when we get into 2015, it's a very natural extension for our investment. So that's how we get into blockchain and Ethereum. So back that time, Vitalik made his first trip into China, and trying to raise capital. So when our group VP, Dr. Xiaofeng, he met Vitalik and listened to his vision and believe this is definitely something that we should bet on. So this is how a very high level, brief story about how we made into investment into Ethereum. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So.
And that was just the start, obviously.
This is back that time, Ethereum just finished their ICO, and they got into some trouble of the financials, and they're trying to raise more capital from communities globally. And by that time, actually, China has already developed a very active small groups of enthusiast active players of Bitcoin and blockchain players. So, this is not something new to the community in China. So it is, when the Vitaly makes his first trip, so some people really tour him around. This is something that, some very short story that I can talk. Yeah. Yeah. Some new audiences.
No, I'm
here.
sorry. No, I think one of the guys in the audience might have said something. Hey, Matthew, where are you from?
From Montreal. Sorry.
All right.
Seems
You here for the Ethereal Summit, or you just randomly popped in?
no, I'm on Ethereal Summit, but they are talking about the central bank digital currency right now on YouTube. So I didn't thought that the VR would start. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah. So this is Sunny Hay and Jupiter Zhang from Hashkey Capital, one of Asia's largest crypto VCs. So, anyways, go on. Whoop.
Yep.
You raised your hand.
Yeah, I was saying to high five.
Yes.
Anyway.
Hey.
Just a high. But anyway, just in the same year, after we made the investment in Ethereum, and we believe this is definitely a big trend that we should continue to make investment or build up the ecosystem. And so that's why we set up a $50 million fund, become the single LP to Finbush Capital, which is also very famous today. And Vitaly at that time was sitting as one of the GP in the fund and stepped down as advisor later on. So, and in the meantime, that our Wanshang group also set up a Wanshang blockchain lab. Right now, that lab has grown into 300 developers in-house and driving 8 projects, blockchain initiatives in mainland China right now. So,
in China, where are the developers?
They're in Shanghai. Okay. And basically, working as Wanshang Blockchain Lab and our parent company. So, are you talking about the 8 projects? Where are they, or they're the?
No. I was specifically talking about the 300.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Annalise. Not sure what that's. Annalise, you know what's going on there? Not sure. Annalise. I bet she was trying to. Jupiter? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. I just see a white wall.
Yes. Yeah, I think she was trying to change the wall behind us. But
okay.
So you were saying that, anyway. The 300 programmers are all in Shanghai. Yeah,
but anyway, and then in 2017, we noticed that the institution coming started to explore their interest in this space. So being, we're trying to be well prepared for the institutional players coming in the space. So we decided to be fully compliant and fully regulated in Hong Kong and set up the Hashkey brand. So that's how Hashkey come around. And under the Hashkey brand umbrella, we have multiple business services, including the crypto exchange, digital wallet, trading desk, OTC services, and also the node operation services. And Hashkey Capital is. Yep.
And so, I get, and that seemed like a great strategy in terms of kind of building out a suite of products and services to help the institutions, get on board and participate. From your viewpoint, kind of, how is that going?
You mean how the institution coming into the space, right?
Yes. Exactly.
I can share a bit more, but due to them talking more on this, my understanding is you see what's going on in China, right?
I'm sorry, Mikado, if you could, because we're filming this, so if you could hop off the stage, that'd be appreciated. Okay, go on.
Yeah, you see what is going on in China, right? The blockchain has become one of the national theme for as the new national infrastructure, and it's definitely supported by the national.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and right now, and definitely it's been very supported, and quite a number of.
Hey, extra dip. Hey. Let's see. Hold on a minute. Let's see. I can kick them out. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, I talked with the state
Yeah.
water off so you guys can get on, but for the next speaker, I'll have their name in advance so that this doesn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. So there are quite
Yes.
a lot of
You're getting the full VR experience.
it's I think it's a take time for more features to be well developed, and for instance like
Exactly.
and yeah.
Hey, Matt.
Hey guys.
Oh no, there's another Matt up there. Just entered the room. So, anyways, go on.
Yeah, quite a financial institutions started to come into this space and making investment and also explore the crypto space. But I think I'll have Jupiter to say a little bit for this, how institutional players coming in the space.
Yeah, that'd be great, Jupiter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because because I mean the general feeling in the U.S. is it's been very, very slow. The adoption.
Yes, I think the main reason is that the compared to traditional financial market, the still lack of sufficient infrastructure that institutional investor or other organization to come into these spaces. So there are a lot of things like security, custody, or any mature trading platform that can holding or can support their trading or investment activities on these kind of spaces. So we need still a lot of infrastructure investment also the build up to make sure that the thing can be acceptable by the institutional investors. And another thing is that still the compliance structure in this space is not quite under mature stages. So they have some concern, also some fear that the regulator may have some, if they have a more stringent compliance code to be released. So they're waiting and seeing anything that maybe stimulates this compliance or any structure kind. They can so they have more under a more compliance friendly environment. They can invest and trading more. So what we have to do is to building a full services platform in Hong Kong. We have our exchange, our trading platform applying for the license from the SFC, which will allows professional investors to trading and also the investing on our platform. And also the FC has a demand that you have to be get a custody services and also your wallet, and it has to be go to some certain standard that investors can holding their virtual asset on your wallet to be make sure that things are safe. And so a lot of demand to make sure that our platform or our services will go to a standard that can make satisfy the traditional institutional investors come into this space. And also for our capital, we are raising funds from institutional investors if you like to go into this space, but they do not have some knowledge or expert to going directly into the cryptocurrencies or any promising blockchain technology project. So we providing a method that we that they in some perspective that can institutional investors can go into space, but still the status of infrastructure is still not quite mature. So we find the players in different areas in different continents, they find their own ways to make sure that this venue or this infrastructure is more convenient for institutional investors coming. So this is my thought. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. It's funny. This is the first time that so we've had 7 Crypto Mondays in this space. So, by the way, Annalise, who you met, is with Bits and Tokens. They're our partners, and they are the ones who built out this great space. And I've always done a fireside chat like this, but this is the first time that I've done it with an avatar like Jupiter's, and it's a little disconcerting because when we're talking, right, you're looking at me and your hands are moving, and it feels like a normal fireside chat, but Jupiter definitely feels, and now his head is moving around a little bit. So it's interesting when he talks, the head doesn't move around. What Jupiter, just what's your sense of where VR is in China relative to your sense of where it is in the US? Yes.
VR. Well, I think from the investment side, VR used to be a very hot topic in that a lot of investment firms seeking opportunities to invest in VR tools or VR situations or scenarios that maybe go to mass adoption in the future. But in recent years, but the investment senses or investment interest of the institutional investors has switch to the big data or AI or blockchain, this kind of thing. So the VR in the China, we still have a key on that, but I think the from the investment side, the sector has been rolling up. So we're not quite. We think VR is a good thing. So maybe go like blockchain. Still in early stage, so okay. May go to mass adoption in the future.
Yeah. So, we've got a few minutes left here. So, let's talk about kind of where we are today in terms of the Hashkey's view on the crypto landscape and where you think we're going over the next few years. So the kind of things that are most interesting to Hashkey Capital in the blockchain space today.
Jupiter, you want to talk about this?
Can I start first and we'll make some compliments?
Sure. So as Jupiter just mentioned that the industry is lacking of the infrastructure, and still from the investment perspective, Hashkey Capital, we will say that there's still a lot of ecosystem. I would say ecosystem building out that we have to do and making investment into that to make this the whole industry and ecosystem much more ready and mature. That will including from the technology infrastructure, which contributed to the Web3, and also the financial infrastructure, which Jupiter just talked about, including the custody, the trading, and the regulation and RegTech action. And also, when the fundamental layer of infrastructure on both the technology side and also the financial side are much more mature, and we will see much more applications, which we will right now we see on Ethereum. The DeFi or gaming has been, and trading has been quite explosive, but we still see here and there the challenges, especially after March the 12th, the pressure test, I would say for the whole industry, that we see there's still a lot of things we have to do. And this just from a very short overview of what is going on the crypto, on the investment side. But also, I think in the long run that how blockchain as a core technology can be merged together with, for instance, other technology like big data, like cloud computing, like AI and IoT. Those are the new theme of, we talk about the new infrastructure that can be continued to explore as a distributed ledger and new technology. How this technology can create the real application in the real life that we're talking about, not really the crypto trading or within a small circle of people that we're just leveraging. How to make more people involved in this space and leveraging this technology and be beneficial to the society. This is a long run as a goal that we are trying to explore. So I'll just talk about overview. A very high level. Probably Jupiter can share more ideas here.
Jupiter, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, thanks, Andy. So just share some personal observation perspectives. The first is, that blockchain technology and also crypto has been involving around 11 years, and the Bitcoin is going through its third halving in the next few days. So we're talking about technology involvement in past 10 more years, and we now think that maybe in the future we are going to a new stage that blockchain technology will be really used in in our daily life or in our economy. So in the past, our HashKey is more focused on the underlying technology investment that we think still the infrastructure is not mature. But this year with launch of Ethereum 2.0, we think the infrastructure of blockchain is going to have a more mature prototype, so we can focus more on the application or mass adoption of using blockchain technologies. So this is my first observation. And second is that we see a lot of traditional companies coming into this space, from financial side or from technology side or from internet side. We see Facebook, Libra, we see several banks in US. We also see giant players like central banks from different countries going to the space. And we all know that maybe the PBOC, China's central bank, will launch the world first CBDC prototype in maybe early next year or late this year. So I think that people are not just native crypto players, but the traditional companies are thinking about how to combine the technology of blockchain into the common daily mass adoption using scenarios. So it is a good thing that we like to, and also a promising trend. We like to see this happens. So our investment thesis or our investment visions is to combine the underlying technologies with the business uses or mature adoptions of blockchain technologies. I think this is my second observation. And third is we think the last generation infrastructure, I mean exchanges or wallets, the kind of things, they are going to really mature stages. So we think we need the next generation of infrastructures, but we do not know what kind of specific categories we are going to be ahead of the curve. But we think there will be new generations of infrastructure, and also the applications building on top of that. We're going to be alive in the next few years. So this is a new kind of direction that I'd like to explore. So these are maybe some personal observations or perspectives that I'd like to share. Thank you.
So super interesting. Thanks for that. What was and I'll finish on this, and then when we're done, you guys we can hop off on stage, and Annalise can give us a little tour of the space. You can see some of the other areas here, since it's your first experience in VR. But can you talk about, what was your last investment?
What's our last investment? The most recent investment that we are done, right?
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jupiter. But the most recent one that actually for Q1 and early Q2, we made 9 investments, and the most recent that we can disclose is we just closed our investment in Blockdaemon, which is one of the node operator in the space, and they basically providing node operations in for multiple big funds, and also
is that Constantine's company?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
We recently and you know the background, right? They are node
yes.
operator for Libra, node operator for Andreessen, and node operator for multiple over 30 protocols. And it just back to our investment thesis that we do believe that fundamental underlying infrastructure is very key to the whole industry. And for companies like Blockdaemon and some others like HashPark, also one of our portfolios that they're running a node operator in Asia, that we feel like in the proof of work day time, that company like Bitmain, they operating huge mining farm for Bitcoin. And in the proof stake stage time, company like Blockdaemon and like Hashgraph or some other companies, they will play a significant role to constituting this whole blockchain world. So this is how we think about this company, and we definitely see a good thing in this company.
Okay, terrific. So you know, I think we'll bring our fireside chat to an end here. If you either one of you want to say anything in conclusion.
You want to say something, Jupiter?
I'm quite excited to using VR as a speaking venues. That's quite challenging and but quite interesting. I think we may try more on this kind of new innovation technologies and together with the blockchain to make the world better future.
Okay, terrific. I'm all for that.
Yeah, it's definitely cool, you know, Lou, I really align with your idea that as sort of like us, that we are sort of pioneer in the industry, regardless VR or blockchain, that there are a lot of loopholes or you know, not mature things in industry like blockchain or VR. But when we test it out and we will find what we should work on, continue to work on it, or make investment into that. So in this way, that we can definitely push all the new technology moving forward. This is how, you know, the thing the industry works out, and it's really cool, you know, just being in this setting. I feel a little bit unreal, really, just having a headset.
It does feel like it does feel to me like we have a window on the future, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just a little bit unreal, you know, having a glass on, and you can really feel the weight on your head, and you're really speaking out of the glass and the headset, and you don't really feel about that. It's really so different than speaking in front of Zoom, in front of the camera. You know, it's so different.
Exactly. Well, look, so I think that's a great comment to end on. So again, thanks a lot, Sunny. Thanks a lot, Jupiter. Thanks a lot, Annalise. Thanks to everybody who is watching on YouTube. And you know, we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having us here.
See you.
Okay, thanks, Annalise. So here, you want to join me? And so Annalise is here. I'll give you right. Can you join me?
Does it follow you?